See these animal references today? Very creative, I must say. So,
Did you watch some David Attenborough, did you?
I actually went to sleep with David Attenborough in my ear.
Did you actually?
Yep. Don't judge.
Sleeping with a 95-year-old, that's a bit weird, mate. Merely a donkey. Nicholas, merely a donkey. Cut. Just if we look at what would happen in your brain when you're saying, you're exactly right about cheap dopamine, it would be people are so trained to need quick sources of dopamine from, and that's task switching at a young age, right? So playing with this one toy, then interacting with this one person, then talking to their parent or whatever. So it's quick task switching, which means that they've never trained themselves to almost spend lots of time on one thing and then get the fulfillment or the dopamine downstream from that. Or it would probably be more serotonin, which is like kind of a happy mood as opposed to the excitement boost that you get from dopamine.
Yeah.
I think it's almost inbuilt and trained up from a young age, which means that's why people, if they are trying to study or trying to work, they're more likely to scroll on their phone for a quick source of dopamine as opposed to be patient with that and regulate their emotions.
Can you explain to the listeners who don't know what serotonin is, what the difference between dopamine and serotonin is? Hey Siri.
You're putting me on the... Hey, go ask Siri.
Do you want me to?
Ask Siri and... Yeah, ask Siri, then tell me, then I'll tell them.
Okay. What is the definition of serotonin?
Okay. Well, serotonin is associated with happiness, focus, and calmness, so more of long-standing moods, whereas dopamine is more that quick-firing motivation and energy that you would get after a gratifying task.
Okay. So, in this case, serotonin isn't necessarily the direct reward of scrolling your phone and, going through TikTok and, eating a sweet or eating sugar and things like that. That's not necessarily serotonin, is it?
No.
It's dopamine.
No. I think we could, for loose terms and to simplify it, say that serotonin is what you get from fulfillment.
Yeah.
Whereas dopamine is what you get when you scroll your phone.
So dopamine is a false sense of happiness.
It's not even happiness. I wouldn't
it's just
say
it's different.
It's like it's motivation, and it's an addictive motivation.
Mm.
It's like a really short-term high that what they've said as well, your spikes of dopamine, however high your spikes of dopamine are, it has an equal low as well. So
yes.
if you imagine a graph, it'll go up.
Yeah.
The same amount it goes up, the trough is the exact same.
Yeah.
So whereas I think serotonin is more manageable.
Is serotonin more worked as well, other than, of course, serotonin reuptakers, which is a drug?
Yes. More work. What do you mean by that?
So I can't necessarily fake serotonin outside of literal drugs.
No, but your brain sort of learns what to respond to serotonin, like when serotonin should respond. You know what I mean? It's kind of what you learn is fulfilling.
Okay, that's a good point that we can probably expand on a little bit more, because when I would first kick a football, and then when I could, kick a football much better, so questionable, to when that was.
So when are you getting to that point?
Yeah, well, that's why I stopped.
You're still working on that?
Still working, yeah. We'll never get there. But the technique, progressively, it wasn't an inherent trait having serotonin being released every time that I kicked a football quite nicely, if that happened. It was more of a progressive thing that happened through my body, brain getting used to that sensation of getting better.
Yes.
So we should always work for serotonin and try and control our dopamine levels as much as possible.
I think so. I think being aware of that, and then with the awareness, you're not held prisoner to cheap dopamine. I think that's always something I try and think about, is don't sacrifice your ambition for cheap dopamine.
What would you say the easiest source of cheap dopamine is?
Scrolling on your phone, or getting a text message, or getting a text message back once you've texted someone else.
Would you say that's dopamine?
I would. Because see how that's not really happiness. I mean, definitely if you message me, it's definitely not happiness. But
and that's called depression.
Again, self-diagnosed.
Great point. Great little caveat.
Not a very good caveat. Hopefully they have that at the buffet you're going to buy.
Hopefully not my bank account.
You know how, going back to the point, because someone has to.
Someone has to.
Someone has to.
And it's not going to be me. So, yeah, on to the point.
Yes. It's not exactly happiness, that feeling, but it's almost like an addictive rush that you get.
Yeah.
It's like if you get a like on your LinkedIn post. You know what I mean?
Oh, the happiest.
The happiest.
Or when I see Jack McLaughlin replies to my post that I tagged him in today, and I see a little red love heart, I'm thinking,
of course,
what's this warm little fuzzy feeling inside of my heart?
Yeah, I don't think that's dopamine. That's something more, man.
I don't know what it is. Anyways, gosh,
No.
flustered.
Flustered.
I have a piece that I want to kind of expand on here, and yes, it's written. Yes, it's scripted, but I've got the memory of a pterodactyl. See these animal references today? Very creative, I must say. So,
did you watch some David Attenborough, did you?
I actually went to sleep with David Attenborough in my ear.
Did you actually?
Yep. Don't judge.
Sleeping with a 95-year-old, that's a bit weird.